I'm very excited to also listen to. I've been reading her lyrics for her new album, and holy cow, I was so enamored and in awe of the poetic self-reflection. You know, can we see ourselves? Can we truly see in like this mirror that we build what it is that we're navigating and figuring out? And I think her album is going to be an extraordinary example of that. So without further ado, I would love to welcome Tones and I.
I'll talk to you in a second because I have to sing.
But she looks different, doesn't she? Do you know her at the grand final? Wouldn't even look at the camera.
Hello, I'm Tones. I'm from Australia. You know this, I'm sorry. But this is actually a new song, and my album came out today.
Woo!
I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much. Nothing but me, I said to them, but they keep pushing me up that hill. And I've had my shares of ups and downs. I've been round and round. I've loved and I've lost, but I keep making up my mind. And it took a little time for me to figure out that I'm never really ever gonna figure it out. So I keep wasting all my time. And oh, I'll be down the lonely road. And when I go, just let my body hold. Children in the sun, just keep in mind that I'll be looking on. I hope that someday I'll get peace of mind. I just needed a little time. I just needed a little time. And I hope that someday I'll look back and smile. But oh, I just needed time to grow a little time. I never really got the time that I needed to do it, but I got through it all before. And I was freer than a bird once, but I never knew it. So I blew it, trying to get it all. No, I've been down the lonely road. And when I go, just let my body hold. Legs around me like the children in the sun. Just keep in mind that I'll be looking on.
God. Unbelievable. That was so beautiful.
I'm so impressive. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I swear I never get emotional. I'm not even meant to talk. This next song is a new song on my album, and it's called "Lose Someone Like Me." I wrote this song about losing my best friend in the world through becoming famous, pretty much, and I still wish so every day, and I definitely don't have enough ego to say that I don't, so I wrote this song for them. Hello, my old friend, I never thought we'd meet again. I told myself I didn't care about you, and since you left, you look so well. The best of me has been through hell, but if you'd asked, I wouldn't talk about it. Oh, hello, my old friend, if you were here, then I'd pretend that I don't see and fantasize about us. Where you are, where you live now, and did you leave your parents' house? But I don't care, so I don't think about it. We could have been the greatest, but we just made a scene. And you can say I didn't try, but I had to set you free. But it was truly something, the way you left with ease. It can't have been that hard for you to lose someone like me, to lose someone like me. Oh, hello, it's been a while. My number's changed in case you've tried to call my name, 'cause I've dialed 1,000 times before. And I'd hang up before it calls, 'cause things aren't like they were before. But I don't care, so I don't think about it. Oh, hello, my old friend, if you were here, then I'd pretend that I don't see and fantasize about us. Where you are, where you live now, and did you leave your parents' house? But I don't care, so I don't think about it. We could have been the greatest, but we just made a scene. And you can say I didn't try, but I had to set you free. And it was truly something, the way you left with ease. It can't have been that hard for you to lose someone like me, to lose someone like me. All of the voices here, all of them saying, don't leave me, need you to stay here with me, oh believe me, I don't let it show. But how could you just let me go? Love. also in the same way as how you feel that very comfortable or warm in front of a space like this, that is the same way that I can sing, but I may be a bit nervous about all this.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I feel so comfortable. But I watch you and I'm like, how do you do that? How do you get out and sing like that? How do you cut and bleed like that?
I think I haven't, like I never have. Really honestly, I never have. I've written songs as a songwriter and not as a human being. And today, which happens to fall on this day, is the day I finally released something that truthfully comes from who I am. And I think that's why for the first time, honestly, I got so emotional because for a long time I've just released music as a songwriter that anyone could have copied and pasted onto their own album. And to talk about myself has been a real big shock. So
I totally get that. I do. I was just saying, like, playing characters for me was what I didn't realize was this armor. This, I don't know, it came easier to me. And I've always been myself in life. Someone once said, if you lie, you're gonna have a really hard time keeping track of the lie. And I was like, I don't wanna do that. And then I fucked up a million more times and then eventually clicked in. But I do think that lying is exhausting and being yourself is super liberating. It's vulnerable and opens yourself up to a lot of self-criticism. But at least you're keeping track of the truth. And I would love to ask you, when did you know that you were ready to take pieces of that armor off? You said you were a songwriter and something shifted, you wanted to put more of yourself into it. How did you see that and walk over that bridge? And that's a takeaway for all of us, because we all think at certain times we're on the right path, but maybe, like, I think of Jiminy Cricket a lot, like this little cute character that's your conscience. And I do think we muffle it and we ignore it and we're like, shh. But it's there for all of us. And when do we face it and really listen to it? How did you know to listen to that?
Well, this might help. Have you ever played a character that you thought was so badass and cool that you thought, fuck, I think I want to be that character? Or like, oh, she's so much cooler than me. Or you just looked up to that person that you've played and gone, you know, thought that she was so much cooler and greater. Well, for me, it was kind of the opposite, I realized recently. When I first started releasing music, I didn't mean to, but because of online stuff, and I was a street performer and lived in my car, and then 6 weeks later I was on Ellen and Jimmy Fallon and on a world tour, but before that I lived in my car for 2 years and played music on the street. And when I first experienced my first big wave of hatred online, I didn't mean to, but I started playing this character of someone that was way more badass than who I actually was. It was someone that acted just happy to be here, like I hadn't put in any effort at all. Like I hadn't worked at all or done anything in my life to get me to this point, and I was just happy to be in any room. And that's how I genuinely was made to feel, or maybe it was my own mind that did that. And it's taken me 5 years. I never pushed it, but in the last year, I started realizing, no, I did that. And you never recognized it, Tones, because you were too scared of recognizing it and have someone else be like, don't recognize it, now we want to hate you for it. Don't ever praise any work you did, just be grateful you're there. Thank other people and pretend like you did nothing at all. And so, thank you. And I realized I was never playing a badass fucker. And I'm not a badass motherfucker, but I'm definitely more badass than what I made people thought. And the things that I did for myself as a human being was so much more creditable than what I ever gave my own self in the mirror credit for. And I think I realized that recently, and I want to now share this part of me that no one's ever seen.
Now that's an answer. I just asked you a question, and what you did was validate, I think, hopefully a lot of people's experience. You know, why do we think that we didn't earn or we're not deserving of, or... And by the way, the people that are on the other side of the spectrum and the opposite extreme are not necessarily my cup of tea. So that's not the goal, is to be so self-assured that, you know, that is not a space I will ever play in, ever in my life. I know I'm never gonna get there, I don't wanna get there. But to dignify and believe in our capabilities is such a hard thing to do. And I wish that we would also not be so cruel online. I wish that for all of us. Because there are human beings. Again, this is just the human experience. That's it. There's no magic to it. Or maybe it's also incredibly magical, but we're just humans, and everybody has feelings, and this isn't the modeling that we should be doing for our friends and our loved ones and kids and all of it. This is, you know, we can all screw up in our personal journeys, left, right, and center, but we don't need to do that at and to someone. We're fair game. That's not okay to do it outward. This is everyone's journey, and it's raw, and it's beautiful, and it's vulnerable, but we cannot attack each other like this. However, if something like that had to unfortunately happen, again, we go back to what we said with Carla and what I weirdly said earlier too, and what hopefully is true of every person in their story and journey in this room, which is when difficult things happen, if you can then turn it into a strength for you and for yourself, that is the most powerful thing. And I ask you, you know, as wisdom for everyone here, no pressure, what is a way to do that when we are facing negativity, when we are facing our own insecurities or an attack from an exterior force? What should we do?
Well, I'm very integral in what I say. I understand that, especially in Australia, it matters. And I genuinely think that from the start, I haven't had the answer, because I was trying to figure it out for my own mental health. And in any way you could go off the rails in the last 4 years, I have. And I mean that. I really, and anywhere in your mind you could think of someone going off the rails, I've done it. And that will be the most they say about it. I've been lucky enough that it hasn't become public. But the best thing I could say is, after 5 years of dealing with this, the first time it happened, someone told me to just ignore it. And I said, still a busker. I said, what the fuck? We're meant to just ignore this? Like, this is meant to happen to people. and ignore it. Like if you saw 50 people attacking someone in a public space and they were in the middle, like you wouldn't step up, but online it's okay. And then I realized, unfortunately, that fighting it was so much harder than ignoring it. I don't ignore it for myself now, I ignore it for my nana, and I ignore it for my family, the people that I want to seem strong to. And in seeming strong, just like when you hang around with good people, you become a better person. You become strong. And so, over time, I have become strong and resilient. And I know now, officially, without lying and pretending, I'm someone that younger Australian artists would ask for help or lean on. Because, just like someone told me one time, unfortunately, the answer is, time heals, you become stronger, you devalue the people that live to bring people down, and you focus on the good. And I will tell you this, if anyone in this crowd is an influencer, online, or an artist themselves, we know that one bad comment can trump 50 good ones. And that's something that we need to stop. We need to understand, talk, and look up at each other. And also, as consumers, like, be better people, or support the people like you would in person. It matters so much, and that's really the answer.
I'm so glad that I asked you. Thank you, Toast and I. Your answers are so incredible. They really are. I can't thank you enough for these beautiful songs, this extraordinary album that came out today. Congratulations. It's a girl. And we get to celebrate this day with you and learn these beautiful, hard-earned wisdoms that you've gotten for yourself that just ring so true. I'm sitting here listening to you like this. So, thank you so much. Tones and I, everybody. So nice to see you. Oh shit, I knew I was going down.
Hey everyone.
Hey.
We've been hearing tonight really interesting perspectives. And why do you have a 22 tattoo?
Favorite number?
Mine too. I'm February 22nd. I'm 222.
Do you see them everywhere?
Everywhere.
Good luck?
Yes.
Yes, that's what I do.
I want to get a tattoo of 22 so badly and I haven't done it yet.
Yes, you should do it. I know a tattoo artist.
You do?
They're in Sydney. You can get them here.
By the way, what I wouldn't give to have a tattoo from Australia. Everywhere we go, and this is also very wanderlusty, and much to Vivek Murthy's point, is these memories and the geography and the travel and the places we go will have such impactful symbolism and memories for us, much like you see 22s everywhere. What else should we be looking out for right now, in your perspective, in your opinion?
What else are we looking out for? Well, every time I see a 22, it's a little reminder like I'm in the right place. Right where I'm meant to be. And when I went on like one of the first dates with my wife, which we started dating and my seat number was G22. And I was like, no way. Like, this is crazy. I'm right where I'm meant to be. And that's right next to her, and her favourite number's 21, which is pretty cute.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
It was great.
How do we know to keep our eyes open for things? You know, how do we know to believe in the signs, if you will?
Yeah, I think the first thing is being open to them, like leaving doors open and leaving opportunities open. I think with my career and what I've done in life, I've tried to plant so many seeds and work really hard planting heaps of seeds, and then I know just one of them's going to work because I've planted so many seeds that I reckon the chances it's going to happen. So that's what I've done in my career, I feel like.
So you cultivate the garden.
Yes.
That's interesting too, because I'm starting to wonder if I've planted too many seeds. Do I need to edit? That's what my best friend tells me every single time. She's like, edit. I talk too much, I do too much, I'm too big, you know, and so I've been fearing that I spread my seed too far. That's not it.
Well, I think you're perfect, Drew.
There's no such thing, but thank you so much. I'm so, it's just ridiculous. How have you found the bravery to be yourself, which is becoming a reoccurring theme? And I don't want to plan these things. I want to see, kind of like planting seeds and see what grows. We are planting seeds here tonight. We are cultivating a beautiful garden here together tonight. And shit, I forgot my question. What did I ask? I went so deep in the fucking garden metaphor. Yeah, where my best friend would say, edit.
I think you were asking about the bravery.
Yeah, something that's becoming a reoccurring theme tonight is to be who you are without armor.
Yeah.
And how do you find the bravery in that?
Yeah. I'm a very proud queer person, and I'm non-binary, and I use they, them pronouns. I feel like growing up, if I look back at photos of me when I was really young, and I feel like before there's pressures to act a certain way or dress a certain way, I look at those photos of before, I got bullied or anything, and I'm like, man, I'm just exactly how I am now. And there was definitely a growing period in between, but I think there's something so beautiful about your innocence as a kid. Before anyone tells you how to act or dress, you're just doing looking how you look, and you're wearing a hat how you like wearing a hat, and your socks how you like wearing your socks. And I definitely had this, basically what I'm wearing now I would have worn when I was 3, I feel like. But yeah, and then the world, going to primary school here, I went to a Catholic primary school, and it was very, if you were queer or if there was a friend that had queer parents, it was very whispered about and pointed out, and made me not feel safe to ever tell anyone how I was feeling. But when you play husbands and wives as a kid, I almost wanted to be the husband. And then we got to high school, and I went to a Catholic girls' high school, and again, I remember first year high school, there was a queer person in year 12, and they were pointed at, and it was that's the lesbian of the school. And it just made me just go into my shell and never want to tell anyone that I've had, queer crushes my whole life. And it really made me quiet. But then I found drums, and then drums, I like to smack the drums. And that became my safe space that I'd hide behind. And then everyone knew me as before I came out non-binary, the drum chick at school, rather than what I was fearing, the gay chick. So I hid behind my drums, and I had a really inspiring drum teacher who passed away, who's watching. She was fan of you, Drew. Yeah.
Oh my God, what was her name?
Jenny. Yeah.
How did you find Jenny?
I guess the world brought me Jenny. I wanted to do drums in high school and walked in year 8, and there she was, and she changed my life. Yeah. But we talk about Charlie's Angels. We talk about Dylan.
Really?
Yeah.
Dylan Saunders?
Yeah. Well, of course, we wanted to be Dylan. If we had to pick a Charlie's Angel, we'd be Dylan.
There was something for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, of course I was the bad girl, rock and roll chick. I was typecast, you know.
Awesome.
I mean, we wrote that movie so we could write the people that we wanted to be.
Yeah.
And I think we do have to make edits, Nan, wherever you are. But I think there's so much of us that we need to keep. And Charlie's Angels is a perfect example of not throwing the baby out with the bathwater, you know. I am a rebel. I am very rebellious.
How's it?
And when I would fight against that bad girl narrative, it wasn't that I needed to become a Puritan or be someone who was so different. I just needed to adjust certain behaviors, but still be who I was. And to have license, permission, again, to be who we are, to have people in the world such as yourself who make it a safe space, who someone can look to, have a tangible human to relate to feel protected by their bravery, is so important. And I wonder, you know, it kind of goes back to that question of like, what gives us the bravery to be ourselves? And it's interesting that you talk about Jenny, because something that I think we really need to see and recognize is also those who come into our lives to be someone who helps us realize who we are and gives us that license and lights that fire, if you will. And can we recognize them and can we trust them?
I would agree, yeah.
What is something, as a final question, that we should take the blinders off of and be more aware of as we step out of tonight and into tomorrow and onward in our wanderlusty journey of life? What is something that we should know about how to see things and how to see people? What should we look out for?
What to look out for?
Other than 22s.
Other than 22s. I think, you know, you can learn so much from the human experience and from people and real conversations, and diving into real conversations and asking questions, I think, is really important. I encourage people to educate themselves and ask questions. I love it when people ask about my gender, because I can explain it. Meet people, go out there, maybe take a trip, maybe quit your job, I don't know. If you're not having fun, like, you should change it in life, you know? We've only got so little time here on this planet.
Yes! Yes! That's it! No one has brought that up tonight, and you're absolutely right. This is what I was trying to say earlier. Time, I now realize, is our most precious commodity. I just said, what should you look out for? And you said, inadvertently, I feel like the message I really got was ask yourself if you're happy.
Yeah.
And to be aware of, if you're not, to do something about it. That is direction.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Drew.
And keep planting those seeds and grow that garden.
Really good.
we're all here for it. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Lamp. Thank you.
See ya. Bye, everyone. Hope you have a good night, legends.